Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Let's Talk About It, Jen. But we are doing a special feature with Bam Woman Magazine, and I have the beautiful Miss Tashani Lewis here with me. She is going to tell you guys what she does, where she's from, and how you can support and love on her. So, Miss Lewis, you have the floor, darling. Where are you from, and what business do you have?
Hey Jen, great morning, great morning. Hey, my name is Tashani Lewis, as Miss Jen said. I am out of the beautiful, beautiful city of Miami.
Yes.
And basically, I am the CEO of Sister Let Me Crown You. What that is that we get motivational journals, put them together with more from motivational quotes that inspire other women all over the world. So it's not just random quotes. It's just, other women say, hey, this quote inspired me. And I compiled all those, put them into one journal, for all our queens while they're writing their goals and everything down, their inspiration, how they feel on a daily. There's something there to actually motivate them. Like, okay, I'm not feeling well today. I'm not feeling inspired today. So when they turn that page, there's actually something there to tell them, hey, you could do this.
Wow.
Just push it a little harder. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so how did you get started with that? What was your motivation?
Okay, so I've always loved to write. Like for me, I will write all day, every day. So I'll communicate in writing other than verbal communication. I will shut down on a verbal communication, right? But I will express myself more in writing. But in 2019, life happened, and I said, instead of falling back into that state, that dark place where oftentimes we tend to want to go to, I started writing again. And in that moment, I was like, I wish I had somebody to inspire me. Like in this moment, in this dark place, I wish I had somebody to speak some life into me, because in that moment, you don't have enough energy to do it for yourself. I wish I had read something, opened something. There are books there, but you don't have that energy to say, I could go to this particular book and get some inspiration from that.
Right.
You're not looking for validation. You're not looking for a pity party. You're not looking for something. You just needed somebody in that moment to speak life into you. So whether they could do it verbally or you could open something and write how you feel, and while you're writing, it's speaking to you at the same time, the quotes on the pages, then yeah.
Oh, I love that. And see, I'm more of a writer, or like I could text all day long, how I feel, but just to say it verbally, I understand. Like I get that. It's harder, it seems like, to verbally express yourself, but when you're writing it, it's like everything comes out. So I totally get that. I'm glad I'm not alone in the world. That's awesome. Okay, so what does it mean for you to be a BAM woman?
So see, when I came across you guys, I'm like, dang. I'm like, dang, these are women who are feeling just like myself, they're sending out this message, motivating you, telling you you're beautiful, and I'm looking at you right now, and you're in your own authentic state.
Yes.
You're here.
I'm here.
Look at you, all your own authentic state. And I'm like, wow, you're beautiful. I didn't say it, but you came on, I'm like, you're in your own skin, your own authentic self. And I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm proud to be here.
Yeah.
Proud to be a part of BAM.
Yes. Oh, right? Man, that's deep. I mean, because, and the whole process, or the whole reason we, decided to do this, of course, Toya, she's the brains behind the operation, and she came up with this, is the exact same thing. We want women to know that they are beautiful, that, your ambition and your motivation is what drives you. It's what makes you beautiful in your own way. So absolutely. I mean, I was the same way when you got out. I was like, whoa, hey, how you doing? So listen, we have to support each other and tell each other that we're beautiful, that we're ambitious, and we're motivated to keep us going. You know, we have to put our own, you know, sometimes we have to help our sisters put their crowns on, you know, because Absolutely. Like you said, we don't have the strength sometimes to do it ourselves, or just straighten it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So I totally get that, and I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so what do you want your clients or your customers, or the people that come to you, what do you want them to get out of doing business with you?
Well, you know, I want them to feel in a space of trustworthiness, right? I want them to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, I want them to feel like, hey, she's providing me with a space that I could just let my thoughts go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just let your thoughts go. And when you let your thoughts go, it's like you're taking it from your head and you're putting it on the paper. And when you do that, it makes more sense. So they're gonna feel the sense of, okay, I'm just letting my thoughts flow and just letting it go.
Yes.
Feel a sense of more freedom in that way.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so last question. For anybody that's wanting to start a business or is thinking about being an entrepreneur, what nugget would you give to them? What piece of advice would you give to them to help get them going?
You know what? Do it. Do it. Because if you don't do it, it's gonna haunt you.
Oh.
And it's gonna really, really haunt you. And let's put it this way. I often ask myself, like, God, I don't have a talent. You didn't give me a talent. Right? And one day he answered me and he's like, I gave you a big mouth, use it.
There you go.
So whatever you have, just give birth to it.
Yeah.
And the moment you said, okay, I'm going into labor and I'm going to give birth to it, you got so many different avenues, like the BAM that will be there to pick you up and say, okay, this is what you want to do. Yeah. Let's ride this out. Absolutely. Just to let me crown you. Okay, that's what you want to do. Let's ride this out. But also do your research on whatever it is that you want to do. Find that one person that you're not going to do exactly what they're doing, but you could imitate them.
Right. Right.
Study them. Follow them.
Absolutely.
Don't care if they want to be like, okay, you on my post all day. I don't care. You got something that I want and I'm going to get it.
Yes.
So do your research. Whatever it is, go out and get it, because once you stay focused on that thing, it's gonna manifest.
Right. And it's interesting that you mentioned having birth and birthing something that has been in you. You know, we all, when it comes to starting a business, we want the end before we even start. It's like, it's gonna happen just like this. But it is, starting a business is like a pregnancy and a birth. You know, you go through this time period where you're growing it. It's growing within you. Yeah. And then when it's time to have birth, you are going to have some pain. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. And then when it finally gets here, it's just like, oh, this is beautiful. I mean, I've been hearing that word for like over the last week. And it didn't click with me until just now. Like, starting a business is like becoming a parent, because it is your baby, you know, and you do have to go through a process. You do have to go through a season, and you have to feed it. You have to nurture it. You have to, make sure that you're getting everything that you need in the developing stages, so that when it gets here, I mean, it's oh man, that was powerful. I'm sorry. I got a lot out of what you just said. And it does. It makes sense. You have to be patient, because nothing happens overnight.
Nothing. And when you get started, like let me include myself. Like when we get started, it is frustrating.
Yes.
It is frustrating. Like bringing a newborn baby home. It is frustrating. Sleepless nights. You know, the ideas going off in your head and you don't know where to apply it.
Come
right?
on.
That's the baby crying.
Girl.
Okay, the baby crying. I'm a first-time mom. I don't know what to do.
Exactly.
You know? Exactly. So it's definitely the process.
Absolutely. I love that. Oh my goodness, girl, I could talk to you for hours, but we don't have hours. We don't have that kind of time right now. So, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being a part of BAM Woman. I'm so excited for what God has for you and what your business is going to do after this. Because one thing about it, being a BAM Woman, it's not just being in a magazine. You're in a sisterhood now. And whatever we can do for you, that is exactly what we're going to do for you. We're going to motivate you. We're going to push you. We're going to do what it is that we can to make sure that your business thrives. So thank you so much for the opportunity to interview you and to show the world who you are and what you're all about. So is there anything else that you want to share? Oh, let the people know your social media so they can follow you and, support you.
My social media platforms are Sister Let Me Crown You, both on Facebook and IG.
Okay.
So on IG, it's one word. On Facebook, it's Sister Let Me Crown You, with space between the words.
Gotcha. All right. Well, anything else that you want to share with us before we go?
It's listen, we cannot do it on our own. Whatever anybody out there is trying to do, you can't do it on your own. It's impossible. Find someone who you could connect with. Find someone who you could say, okay, she's speaking to me right now, or she's looking at me, right? Like now I'm looking at Jen, I'm like, damn, okay, I could take this wig off. Be your own authentic.
Yes.
And everything else will follow.
Absolutely. I love it. You're absolutely beautiful, girl. I love it. All right, y'all. So that is the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, make sure that you follow BAM Woman magazine because we have some great things going on. We have some great more women that we're going to spotlight and let you guys know who they are so that you can love on them and support them. So if that's it, hey, guess what? We just talked about it. Peace out. Love y'all.